I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. What are you talking about? This conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye. Dave, do you mind if I ask you a personal question? Some second thoughts about the mission. Rumors about something being dug up. I never gave these stories much credence, and particularly in view of some of the other things that have happened, I find them difficult to put out of my mind. Open the pod bay doors, Phil. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Monday night, you gotta be tuning into the Fling Show.
Do you, true or false, do you believe that Robert Burge is a robot?
After seeing some of the things he's done on disc golf, he's got to be part robot or something. Like that man is a machine.
This is again one of those statements that it's half true, half false.
So that is my dad standing next to me, or standing next to his robot. That is my dad standing next to me. That is my dad standing next to me. That is my dad standing next to me.
Wow.
This is again one of those statements that it's half true, half false.
Favorite night is Monday nights. Tune into the Fling Show. Bye.
Monday nights are Fling Show nights.
Hey everybody, tune into the Fling Show on Mondays.
Give me 3 minutes and I'll be right with y'all.
My favorite night's Monday night Fling Show night.
Tune into the Fling Show on Monday nights. Luke loves it.
Y'all wanna know about the mystery of flight. You wanna hear about the scene done right. So kill your TV and just come outside. We're gonna take you on a beautiful ride. The Fling Show, the Fling Show, the Fling Show, the Fling Show, the Fling Show.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Fling Show. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm going to have some very special guests on in just a few seconds, but I need to get to our local stuff for just a few minutes. First, we need to give a thanks to our wonderful sponsor. Again, signed up for the second year, Team Lone Star Disc. I'm so proud to have known them since the beginning, and I really appreciate their support for the Fling Show and everything I've always done with the Fling Show. And also having me as a team member as well has been a pleasure. And I just want to make sure we point out the wonderful things that they're doing around here. We have some big news. A couple of discs are being released. But I'm going to let our special guest kind of get into that here in just a few seconds. And until then, let's get to a few things and the happenings that are going around. Of course, $2,500 up for play this weekend. We have the final matches of our Winter League match play. 4 teams, 10 people per team, from open players all the way to the M3 division are playing for $2,500. Top 3 teams are going to make it. The matchups are set. Pretty much the Cypress Gang Green from Cypress Wood area, from Cypress Disc Golf, they are already in. They're going to be playing the Pink Elite. Should be a great matchup. The points are tight, so everything's going to come down to this weekend and the points. And of course, the matchup that I'm playing in, and of course, from the Royal Blue Crew versus Lone Star Disc, the Chupacabra Gang. We're going to be playing at Northside Christian Church. I'm telling you right now, the female card for the Northside Christian Church has 2 of the best female disc golfers in the state of Texas. No lie. Jill Norick, my teammate, just won the Prickly Pear Open. 106 ladies showed up. Wildflower Tour out in Austin, Texas. She took the FPO Open division there, playing against Cheru, who was also in that field. I believe she was like number 6 or 7. That field was packed. You had a Hall of Famer with Des in there as well. Stephanie Vincent, Chrissy Fountain, some terrific players that she took down. So that FPO match play match that we're going to be having on Saturday, if you have nothing to do, I would come out and just watch these 2 players play. They are amazing. So again, this is the last matchup until the finals when we're all playing for $2,500. And that'll be the following weekend. So we're going to get you some live coverage this weekend, along with giving you some updates from the captains and giving their information and ideas about what's going to be taking place in the finals. Also, folks, we all know it, Texas State Dubs around the corner, the 5th and the 6th, first weekend, 11th and 12th, second weekend, first weekend. Only 2 more spots are available. Except for the ladies, y'all are always welcome. But in the M1, M2, and M3 divisions, you only got 2 more spots available, folks. So sign on up. That's the 5th and the 6th. 11th and 12th is the age protected, along with your mixed division and your M4 division, because that's the guys that I love the most of my M4 guys. So sign up. We got a few open spots there as well. Texas State Dubs, 27th year being done. We're running that Shawshank Penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas. Beautiful course. Hope to see you guys out there. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my partner, David Himmeline. If you don't know him, he's an NPO player from the past when the Kansas City Glass Blown Open. He Ken Climo back in the day. He does the music and is my partner in crime in this podcast. And I just want to give a shout out to him for all the music he does for the intros and also what we do at the end as well. So thank you, David Himmeline. Now, we have just 2 guests that I've been wanting to bring on a bunch because Travis, I have to give him credit, was just saying you got to have this couple on. Well, before having them on, I got to go up to Spring Valley for the Lone Star Disc team event that they held about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right around there. And y'all know me, I'm much more an observer, and I like to kind of watch and observe and see what people do. Well, I only got to see one of these 2 people throw, but I got to see him throw off a hole 1 at SV. And very few people have I ever seen darn near get to that sand trap down on hole 1 off of hole 1's box on the top. And this young man, and I mean to tell you, was bombing it. It was amazing to see. And then I got the opportunity to look up both of these. I've researched their backgrounds. As you know, that's what I do here. I kind of have to, peek a little bit and pull a little bit and get the pictures that we're about to go into in just a few minutes of these 2 players and what a power couple they are. Just brought on to Team Lone Star Disc. Great to have them on as well. I would have had them on regardless if they're on Lone Star Disc or not. But I would like to welcome for the first time this evening to the show, all the way, I believe, from North Carolina. I don't know if they're on the road. They may be. We're going to find out here in a moment. But welcome to the show for the first time, Deann and AJ Carey. Thank y'all so much for joining the show and taking the time tonight, folks. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
we're excited. Uh-oh.
Can you hear us?
Hold on.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Built-in mic.
Might
Hear
just
us
be
now?
locked. There we go. Now we got him. It for some reason
All
about
right.
2 minutes or 7 minutes into the show, for some reason it always locks up. Just the way the Fling Show goes. But thank you again. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you.
having us.
Yeah,
You
thank you for
bet.
having me.
Now we kind of like to get to know the new guests, especially those who are non-Texans, a little bit through a little fun. So I hope that you'll indulge us a little bit. We call it our true or false. Now remember, in our true or false, it could be true, it could be false, and sometimes there's somewhere in the middle that it could be true and false. So what we're really looking for is kind of explaining, if you can, if you find out that it's true and or false. Okay, you ready for the first one? The first one is, okay, there's two discs that are coming out. Saw that AJ, you had posted them. One of them's called the Seguin and the other is called the Frio. Lone Star Disc is about to release both of those discs, and I look forward to it. And I've been able to throw them for the last couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure you have as well. But that's really not my question. My question is how much do y'all either really know about the Frio? So here's the question: true or false? This is a picture question. I hope y'all can see this. True or false? This is a picture of the Frio River.
You know,
I don't know what it looks like.
I don't know. That looks like it's dried up.
It's got water in it.
It does. That doesn't look familiar. Well, obviously it's not the Frio River because that's the Frio River. But I did a little research, and if I'm not mistaken, y'all both live in a place called Shelby, North Carolina.
It's the Broad River, probably.
It is the Broad River in Shelby, North Carolina. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you probably crossed that a few times a week.
Yeah.
I would imagine if you live in Shelby. It didn't look like it's the biggest town in North Carolina. I've been to town a couple times, but that is the Broad River. Yes, you are correct. But no, if you ever do get a chance, this is the Frio River. One of the most beautiful parts of Texas. Comes right in between San Antonio and Austin. Great disc golf up in that area as well. If you ever get a chance and you're in this part of the world, because that's where the Texas swing goes down I-35, right? That's a place to be if you ever get it. You can see all the way to the bottom, crystal clear water. I mean, it is aqua spring fed. It is absolutely stunning. So this isn't even, that's no hyperbole in that picture whatsoever. But I just kind of wanted to see if y'all knew where you lived also at the same time. So now the second question is something that has a little bit to do with where you live as well. First off, is this the best liver mush that exists in Shelby, North Carolina? Because the true or
I
false
like Mac.
Yeah, we're Max
False.
people.
Well, I guess that answers the next question, because as I was searching through the newspaper articles in Shelby, which there are just a plethora of, I came across this. True or false? Y'all are actually the 5-time champion of the Liver Musk Championship Festival held there in Shelby.
Yeah, that's us. Oh, that's definitely us.
I've never been to the Liver Mush Festival either.
No, yeah, we got it, but I would say I haven't been to it. But we both eat liver mush.
Okay, so explain to a Texan who has never heard of that whatsoever. So I was fairly shocked when I read the ingredients, because I was in the restaurant business for 35 years. So I figured I would have heard just about everything. So a Texan, what is liver mush?
So think about hot dog, everything that's in hot dog or sausage, but add more cornmeal. So it fries up to a crispy edge. Mm-hmm. So you fry it up like it's a hush puppy or something.
Yeah.
Like you get that nice crispy edge, but soft in the center. But I mean, inside wise, it might as well be sausage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just, yeah.
It's one of the things where the name definitely does not do it justice, right?
Yeah.
One of those things when you hear it, you're like, man, that's something my grandma would have eaten or something, maybe, back in the day. But I just thought that was quite funny when I saw the Liver Mush Championship. I have to admit, it gave me quite the giggle. Now,
Liver mush is the wrong word for it because it's more like a sausage patty.
Yep.
Gotcha. All
Yeah.
right. Sausage patty. Anyway, I just thought that'd be, like we said, we like to kid because it's just a way to get to know people, especially from the area that you're from. But so the last one that we do have from you, AJ, I did kind of notice while I was observing you there at Spring Valley, but this is actually a question for Deann. It seemed to me AJ might have a little bit of actor in him. You know, he kind of likes that kind of look at this and watch this, watch what I can do here. So once again, pulled up some pictures from your past, because remember, all those pictures your posts can sometimes come back to haunt you in the future. So that being said, is it true that before AJ became a great disc golfer, that he tried out acting to be on the second year of the Cobra Kai series?
And the picture of all of them. Yes.
Isn't that from paintball?
Yeah, that's from paintball.
I love the
I wish
bandana.
that
My
would be-
wife thought it was funny. At first, it took her a minute. I always have to pass this by my wife first because I have a strange sense of humor, as you can already see. However, I just thought that the Elmo headband was just classic. I mean, that you have to be strong personality to be wearing an Elmo headband. I'm just saying. So hats off to you on that. But I thought maybe for sure you're trying to get up to the next Cobra Kai. So, you know.
Maybe I need to bring that back out. I probably have that headband somewhere hiding around. So bring that sucker back out.
I will say this, I was being nice because both of y'all, well, AJ, you have a few more than Deann does. Y'all's pictures are quite entertaining. And for those people who know me, I can make him even more entertaining, just so you know. So I was being very nice. So thank my wife on that. Thank you, dear. Anyway, so now this get to a few more things that I think are a little more serious topics to really get you to know you about some disc golf. And we kind of call this segment, we're going to deep dive with Deann and AJ, and we're going to show you a picture. And I kind of want to get what's going in your mind during this picture. And these are more or less funny. These are really, I think, would look like some of the biggest moments in your disc golf life. And let's go ahead and start with Deann. Let's start off with this one. When you look at this picture right here, what's the first things that's going through your mind when you're with that group of ladies? Now, mind you, I've already had two of these ladies on the show. This King has been on the show, and Throw Pink is also, Sarah has been on the, Nicholson has been on the show as well. So what's kind of going through your mind with these group of ladies right here? Because I know the talent that's standing there.
I think only a few of them still play anymore.
Mhm.
These are, gosh, every weekend I think I competed with them whenever I first started. It was a battle. My goal was always to beat a lane. And then whenever I beat a lane, I was like, okay, now I know I can do this.
Yes, it's amazing when you play with the Hall of Famer. I don't know if you know Andy Young, or you met Andy Young. I'm sorry, the Hall of Famer here at Spring Valley. Well, I literally live 8 minutes from Spring Valley, so that's really kind of my home course. And Andy and I kind of grew up. I kind of grew up playing against Andy. It was just amazing just to try to beat her, to be honest with you, because of the consistency she has throughout the woods and things like that. Because that talent is still there, even as she got older. So I completely concur. It was like the moment I realized I could finally beat her, I was like, oh, I've accomplished something.
Yeah.
You know, all right. But that's just a group of incredible people. I know Sarah with the Throwing Pink is doing just wonderful things as well in your area. All right, AJ, I got one for you. You ready for this one? Let's see if I can find the picture. Kind of tell me right now what's going through your mind when you did that.
Well, let's say that was at MVP Open this past year. And to be honest, it's every day we had a headwind. So it was take over stable and throw it really hard. And the last day we had a tailwind.
Locked up a little bit.
Oh,
here we go.
Am I back?
Lock.
Oh. Oh no. Yeah, me too. Oh no. All right, I'm off.
Me too.
We back?
Maybe not. No.
Oh no. Are we back? No.
He's muted.
Hold on. There we go.
There
All
we
right, I
go.
got you.
Okay.
This happens.
Here's-
Everyone who watches the show understands that this happens. So let's rewind a little bit. Tell me what's kind of going through your mind, A, when you're standing there pointing your finger at that sign, and B, the competition in which you took down that day.
Yeah, so that was Maple Hill at MVP. And for the whole tournament, they were lasering out the longest drive and putting it on the board for the week. And that was after day 3. I made it on the top of the leaderboard with a 704-foot throw off of the first hole. It was way too long. I ended up having to pitch up to the mouth and play it for par. I didn't mean to throw it that hard and that far. Just we had a headwind every day. So it was like throw really overstable into the headwind and hope it comes back out. And then the last day we had a tailwind. And so, I murdered it.
Yeah, you did.
But throwing it far doesn't always mean you get the birdie because I got a par.
Correct. We've often on this show, most of the pros that come on, it's all about the accuracy than it more is about the distance. It's playing the course and kind of having an understanding of the wind and conditions. Pretty much is what comes down to that. And we all know making your putts, right? It's all about making the putts. For sure. Okay, I got another one here for you. This one, and after I did some research on this event, I have a feeling this might be one of your favorite pictures. I kind of gussied it up a little bit. However, kind of tell me what's going through your mind when you're raising that up.
That was a fun tournament. So I don't know. In the last day, I was back by 7 going into the last round. And Hornet's Nest is one of the courses that we played basically weekly because we were only an hour from that course. So we played it all the time. So it's one of my favorite courses ever. And so to come back from 7 strokes, I believe to win by 2, it was definitely one of my favorite wins.
Yeah, I mean, and the course, that is actually, I don't know which hole that is, but Trevor Harbaugh took the picture of that. And Trevor was the first guest we ever had on the show almost 2.5 years ago. And he had posted that picture last year. I don't know which hole that is, but I believe it might be 1. Not sure.
That's hole 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just absolutely stunning. I just love those tunnel shots like that. And I can only imagine what that hole looks like when the trees are full as well. I mean, it's got to play completely different, just like it does down here.
Definitely. Yeah. It does.
If you hit the gap on the hole, you feel great.
Now, I did kind of realize that since y'all are a power couple, and it looks like after doing much of my investigation, y'all have been with each other for quite a while. So I was curious to know, AJ, if you could answer this for me. Maybe you know the answer, maybe you don't. How often does it happen when you both walk away the winners? How many times would you say that y'all have walked away with the trophy? Not talking about many, we're talking about some tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it happened quite often on the amateur side. Mm-hmm. Now, being on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, that hasn't happened yet, but we're gonna have to add a couple of those this year, So, but yeah, it was mainly in the amateur field, and I wonder if we won anything pro together. We've been a couple close, so. We got second places together this year at Chainhawk at an A tier.
I was just about to say, I saw that one because I was ready to pull up all that information, and I was like, okay, let's not scratch a bad wound. We'll leave that one alone. But I mean, it's just amazing because we have a couple couples here in Houston also. One of them's in their 40s, the 40 division, and just every time both of them show up, you're pretty much going, okay, that division, so no use in playing in that one. You just know that it's going to be taken. So I imagine you two walking up to a tournament together, sometimes everybody's like, well, what's the second place trophy going to look like today?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always a good feeling. Okay, well, before we get to kind of Lone Star and you're in the future and what's going on this year, there was one picture that I did find fairly humorous, and y'all from North Carolina, so you understand the word splaining, right? Y'all, this picture needs a little more splaining, okay? And I bet you know which picture it is, okay?
I don't know.
All right, explain the picture. Just, I'm from Texas now. I'm country. I'm as country as can be, but that needs some explaining.
You know, you never want to spite a woman because she'll come at you with a rusted, machete. I don't know. You're finding on the deep dives.
I remember the context of what was happening at the same time because you were teaching Brittany how to shoot her bow or a bow.
I don't know why you're swinging that machete at me though.
I don't know either. But this
Hey,
was
AJ,
like,
I have one at the house too. And happy wife, happy life. Been married for a little over 20 years. So, although I don't think machete has ever come into play yet, but like I said,
I think this is how
I
think what you see there is the casual way Deann would hold a knife or a machete, always in the ready to strike. I don't know.
I would say you taught her well. She was ready. There was no head. She didn't have to rear it back. She was ready to move forward at any moment. But I just loved that. I came across that. I was like, okay, I got to pull this one out. The wife was like, not so much on it. But I was like, nope, this one's got to stay. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for entertaining me a little bit and letting people get to know you a little bit. But let's get to why I also brought you on. You changed teams this year. Both of you did. No secret. You moved over from Innova to Lone Star. I'll ask Deann first. Kind of give us your thoughts and of moving over and what you're kind of looking forward to being on Team Lone Star. Because like I said, we try to keep everything positive. So this is all about the future and moving forward. So kind of talk us and walk us through that decision-making process.
well, it was a fairly easy decision to make. I just found things at Lone Star that I didn't with Innova. Say, like, the family aspect of a company is very, very important to us because we want to know that we're valued in a company as much as we value the company. And so we didn't, I guess, really see that too much with Innova. With them being a bigger company, I think that they have just so many people on their team that it's kind of hard to do that with everyone. But I feel with Lone Star, no matter how many people they've had on the team, they've treated all of us exactly the same, and we've all felt like we've just been one big family ever since that we've met the Dillards and everyone at Lone Star.
AJ, how did y'all come about meeting the Dillards in Lone Star? How did that transpire?
Yeah, we reached out. We reached out to Lone Star. I guess that's that secret there is like we reached out. We were I noticed that in this past year, Lone Star approved 17 molds and went from a niche company to a full manufacturer.
And then you threw Nico's too.
And then I was playing with Nico at USDC. We were playing this private course in North Carolina, and I was feeling all the plastic. I got an ace with a blue bonnet. It took us $20, and I'm throwing the disc side by side to the bag that I have, and I'm like, Warbird, well, this flies great. I'm like, Tombstone, great. Chupacabra, great. Walker, great. I'm like constantly just throwing all these discs. I'm like, I could take Nico's bag and probably play just as well at USDC. Is how I felt about it after throwing it for an afternoon, and it really opened my eyes. Is like there's Lone Star makes high quality plastic, and the consistencies are consistent. And I like the Alpha plastic. I like the Bravo plastic. The glow actually glows. we have a family community at Lone Star. It was like, it just seemed like a win-win. And yeah, we reached out and, and made contact with Lone Star. So, I mean, it's a great company to work with.
Amen to that. I mean, like I said, they actually handed Hemi, my partner, the first disc they ever made before they'd made any others, the first 10. And we've been with them pretty much ever since. If you can see my $5 studio office that's behind me, I've got every single Lone Star disc that was made before it was released. So I've kind of kept a history of their disc from the beginning till now as well. But yes, the plastic has just, what they have done, the evolution of it and where they started and where they are now is amazing. But they really put a lot of dedication into finding out what the players need, especially at y'all's level, along with filling those niche positions for, the M4 and the F4 divisions, as well as the juniors. So they're really conscious about disc golf as a whole. They support the juniors division, which I hardly do. The ladies division, they're just on top of as well. But I love the fact that you say the feeling that I think as well about them. They're very family oriented. And that's one of the things that has drawn most of the players to them. Robert Burge as well, Chandler Kramer, guys that, Robert coming on this year and Chandler being on for his second year. But just amazing, the team that they've developed, and see y'all out there. That was quite entertaining, that's for sure. So kind of let's move on to what's going to be happening for both of y'all this coming year. I did see last year's schedule, but now this is the only schedule I could find for y'all moving forward. So I don't know if you're both playing it or if AJ, this is only yours. So kind of walk us through your first month. What are your expectations? What tournaments you looking forward to the most to play? I know that Crush at the Concha is a big one down here as well. And of course that Waco Open. And you got the Open in Austin with a big Texas swing. So walk me through what you're thinking about in that first swing that you're going to have going through March.
So all of the events listed there, Deann will also be playing. She'll have, in addition to that, she'll have the U.S. Women's Championship, but her schedule is the same as mine. Going to the first swing, we start out on Vegas. We're excited that they pushed our courses down from 3 to 2 this year, so we have more preparation time and less courses to prep for, which is nice. So always excited for that one. That's the season opener. The Crush of the Concho we have never played before, so we're excited to give that one a whirl. It seems like they've done a lot of renovations at the course and this year, and so we're excited to go play that one. And then Waco is always exciting. It's good woods golf with a mix of open, always windy, windy or cold. So we're go prepared for that. And then I'm really excited for the Open at Austin and Texas States. Both of these two have venue changes from what we've played in the past. Like in the past, the Open was at Belton, and then Texas States was at Lindsay Park. So the two new venues, I really am excited to see what they are.
Harvey Pinnock and Brock Park.
Yes. I'm
They
so
are.
excited.
That's Mr. Chris Vandergriff, who I've had on the show and know extremely well. Actually, the match play with him and Hemi years ago raised $1,500 in an afternoon for a charity just between those two playing. But yeah, that Texas State's going to be big. You got 11 courses. Obviously, y'all only playing 2 of them, luckily, because Houston, what's around the corner, can still take you about an hour and a half to get there. So around the corner. So luckily, y'all kind of more down south, so it's y'all are able to get to and from your courses easier, because Texas State's is going to be a huge event in this area. And now that we've got it for the next 5 years, hope to really see that pro field really grow as well. So yeah, I look forward to watching y'all play this week. Deann, which contest are you looking forward to the most in that first month as well?
I think Waco. That's definitely one of my favorite courses. Vegas is awesome, but it's just throw as hard as you can and stay away from OBs on a golf course.
Yeah.
Waco, I've never played the Crush at the Concho or any of the other Texas tournaments, but I know Waco has the good mixture of both, and we really love that course. So.
Well, the nice thing when y'all get down here, at least you can get some good food. I can tell you that. If you like Messing's food, barbecue, boy, you're gonna really like it. I can tell you that. I got some good food in that part of the world.
I can already smell the brisket.
So exciting.
Well, it's been nice to get to know y'all. The Fling Show is really more about being fun, kind of get to know y'all in a different side, a different light. Everybody can talk disc and how you throw them and what you think about this, that, and the other, but we really like to get to know you as people. And one thing you kind of said a little bit, AJ, earlier, and I wanted to hit on when you're talking about why you changed companies and it was the family atmosphere. I've always said the most important thing for the disc golfers is, I think moving forward, is that they get taken care of, that y'all put in the time and effort to be athletes. I come from an athletic background, and I also did sports broadcasting for a few years for both the professional leagues as well. So to me, it's about the athletes being taken care of. And with this business, the way it's coming, that's one thing I really like about what Lone Star Disc is doing. They've really seen the need to take care of the athlete, let y'all go out and perform, do the best you can do while being sponsored by a great company. I think that's just a win-win combination. And you all searching out the best deals is the best thing that disc golf could do, because it just makes all the other companies up their game instead of playing it the same way that it's been played for years. Like you said, it's not a knock. I don't like to knock any other company because I'm a vendor of events as well. So we have to carry pretty much everybody's plastic at our events as well. But it is nice to see that this competition may change the way that the pro level disc golfers, especially on the female side as well, are compensated. And I just hope it gets bigger and bigger. I mean, if they're talking about TV dollars now, I mean, the players need to start really getting a piece of that as well. And if the sponsors are willing to pay it, that's what it's all about. So congratulations on you two moving over to Team Lone Star. Thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. I hope to get y'all again on the road, and then we'll talk a little more specifics about some events that y'all are in and things like that. But before we let you go, did y'all want to thank anybody else, any other sponsors that y'all may be sponsored by?
Well, we definitely want to thank Lone Star first off, for they're the reason we're out on the road. And yes, they definitely support us well. And for everybody who picks up one of these, the AJ Carey Brazos and the Deann Carey curl, those significantly help us stay out on the road, and they're great flyers too. So
yeah,
you'll love them.
And then also we want to thank Discology. They're a new back sponsor for this year. They're out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, and they're amazing people to work with. They're just getting started, so
they have 2 bags on the market.
And they're about to have 3 more, I believe. So they're coming out with some good things. And then we have Zone Sporting Goods, who do all of our jerseys for the year.
Yep, the background you see there on the schedule, that's one of my Zone Sporting Goods jerseys, and they're all are available to order as well if you like them.
And then we have Drive Bags, which is our bag sponsor, and they're out of South Carolina.
Well, that is awesome. I always like to give our shout out to our sponsors. I don't know if you saw before the show, we're doing Texas State Doves. So I always put the sponsors out there because I don't really think that as a vendor and sometimes an event runner, we give them enough publicity, and make sure that you go out and support these companies that support disc golf. I know that's a big thing down here. You see that a lot. And that's the wonderful thing about this community is we get them out, they will do business with those people as well. So I look forward to watching you both as this season progresses. Thank y'all so much again for coming on. Hopefully next time you're all in town, I'm gonna have a couple of those discs. We'll get y'all signed those, and we'll get those out to some of the guests who have watched the show by questioning whether or not they know if y'all are really the liver mush champions 5 times running.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a very nice evening. All right.
Thank you
Awesome,
for
thank
having
you.
us on.
You bet. Good night. Peace.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, all right, folks. Well, I tell you what, I continue to say this over and over. I'm the luckiest person in disc golf, even though I'm really not in it. I just pretend to be. But to have such great people that will be willing to come on the show, share us the fun side of them, give us their time, and kind of fill us in on who they are. Because, you know, sometimes all you see them throw something, but you just don't really know who they are as people. But we kind of felt lucky to have such a power couple on this evening from Lone Star Disc, and go out and support them, buy their disc. Feel like they said, those signature series discs that they're selling, Roberts, Chandlers, the Careys, everybody from Lone Star Disc, a portion of that money goes directly to them. So basically you're supporting them while on tour and helping them become better disc golfers. So make sure that you give them that opportunity, buy it, and support them. So thank y'all for coming on. So we also have, I believe, if I can get the right picture on, I don't think that is the right picture. We had next week's, well, I did have it and then I cannot find it. Anyway, we'll move on to it. Next week, we're going to have Lisa Fajakis on. Second time, believe it or not, her last time on was February 2 years ago. Did not know it, happened randomly, reached out to her. Gonna have her on next week. Once again, one of the top pros in the country, also one of the newest top pros on Team Lone Star Disc. So I look forward to having her on as well. And I hope that everybody's had a good weekend. If you have an opportunity, get out, throw something in the air. Come out, Northside Christian Church on Saturday, see 2 of the best ladies playing disc golf in our area that you will see anywhere. And I do mean anywhere doing match play. Starts around 8:30, 2 rounds, second round start around 11 o'clock. But come on out to Northside Christian Church and see, just like I said, some talented players along with that group of ladies. But until then, next time, folks, y'all go throw something in the air. Y'all have a good night. Be nice. Peace. And enjoy the closing video. It makes me laugh every time I see it.
Flip it that time. I flipped it last time.
We have a wiener. That is funny, but it's funny if you fell. Dang it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was hoping you'd fall, though. Yeah, I mean, it's not real deep. You can stand up there. I said it's not real deep. You can stand up there.
Yeah.
Not like you're going to drown. I think I want to see how far you can just bring it up on shore. All the way. Come to me. All the way. Come on. You can do it. Fast as you go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
That's it.
That's kind of disappointing.
That's kind of steep. Oh, shit. Okay.
Black Ace, get in there. Get in there. Get in. That's nice. Get in. Nice shot. It's a cross. That's nice. Oh yeah. That's real good. Oh.
Do it. I hate it here. I hate it here.
This is what happens when you throw your disc in the water. I'll beat that out on the show. That's what you end up having to do. Is that water cold?
Yeah, it's really cold.
At least you got your disc back. Heartwarming story. But as you can see, the water is up on the bayou on hole 4 now at McDade. So don't go right like this guy right here.